Welcome to another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmit, and this is a decoding of Twilight Zone, and it's called Dead Run. And all Twilight Zone episodes are occultic. They all have a metaphysical meaning. And if you have studied Bobby Hemmit and you get awake to that level, you will be able to decode things. You're seeing through the matrix, period. You're seeing through every illusion, every disillusion, every second meaning that is put in your face. So, to summarize, this is a very strange episode. There is a truck driver, and he's new on the job, and his job is to carry cargo. The cargo is human cargo. Now, boys and girls, ask yourself, does that happen today? Are there truck drivers carrying human cargo? What kind of human cargo gets carried around today? Are they dead or are they alive? They are both. There's cargo that is getting carried around and the people are deceased. And there's cargo that is getting carried around, boys and girls, and the people are still alive. And their cargo. And I'm talking about melanated people. I'm not talking about human trafficking. Because this is talking about melanin people. So, you can say melanin people or melanated people. So anyway, it's really talking about black people. However, they're showing white people. So, the truck driver gets in trouble because he begins to ask questions. And there are these, like robot men that challenge him and catch him. And then they say, you're going to have to go see the boss. You shouldn't be asking any kind of questions. Well, those robot men are the equivalent of the police. And what's interesting is that they smoke. Right now I can't figure out the decoding for the smoke, but they smoke. All of them smoke. So, but they are like the living dead, the robot people. I call them robot people, but they're like soldiers. But they're presented as if they're dead as well. So, the truck driver goes to the boss. And now we're going to hear what the boss says to him.
Outer circles. He said he didn't belong there. Huh. Did you ever meet a convicted man, John, who didn't claim he was innocent?
I'd have a lot easier time believing that if it wasn't for all the others in there.
All right, so what they're talking about, let me make another point, is that the truck driver is told that these people are going to hell. And they were chosen for their crimes, and they are guilty. So the truck driver spoke to the people, and that's what got him in trouble. And he's saying, well, what they told me, I don't understand why they're going to hell. So let's listen to the manager tell the truck driver.
Seemed like they must deserve to be there either.
That's the truck driver.
Sounds to me like you've been taken in by a lot of secular intellectual propaganda. I've been only in charge here for a short while. My predecessor wasn't a religious man. He thought this was a job just like any other where you could compromise now and then. But you can't. Not when you're keeping the land clean. As it says in Psalms, the ungodly are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous.
All right, we're going to pause there, boys and girls. As much as black people go to church, they don't think about anything that's in that Bible. They are children. They are pre-K children. And whatever that preacher says, that is what is. They never think, what are the words saying? Now, they're just being told little stories. And then they go back and regurgitate the stories. Okay. Even if the stories are outlandish, like Jonah and the whale. I mean, in real life, can you get swallowed by a whale? But you're going to believe that that happened in the time of Jesus? Okay. Anyway, boys and girls, think about your reality. Who are the unrighteous people? Who commits acts of unrighteousness, unjustness, unfairness, prejudice, biasness, judgment? Who commits those acts, boys and girls? Who commits those acts? That's what the man is talking about. That's the truth, okay? That's who he's talking about. He's talking about the people that commit those acts. In your reality, who is committing those acts against the world? Who is committing crimes against humanity?
Sinners, John. The murderers, the muggers, the hustlers, the pornographers.
Who are the inventors of this? Who make money off of this? That's who he's talking about. In your reality, who are those people, boys and girls? Is it melanated people controlling those organizations? Or is it non-melanated people that make money off of creating pornography and all kinds of unrighteous things?
Atheists, heathens, and so-called humanists.
You mean anyone who doesn't measure up to your standards?
Not my standards, John. The only standards that matter. Age-old and violet standards that God-fearing people have observed for centuries. Now, naturally, when there's a moral realignment like this, you're going to have some whiners and complainers, but all that'll pass in time.
Gary told me that the boss doesn't do all the choosing anymore.
Well, the boss...
Boys and girls, who is the boss? Who is the so-called, in this world, who is the so-called boss? Who is the person that's going to send people to hell? That's what they're talking about. They're talking about the little G-O-D, the fake J-E-S-U-S. And this guy is acting as a middleman. And he's saying, I don't make the rules, the boss does. God makes the rules.
The boss doesn't want to be bothered with
but
all
they're
the
not
pluses
saying
and
that.
minuses, all the bookkeeping.
That's the thing. They're talking about religion without talking about religion. That's the whole genius of the story.
You're in charge of hell.
I make the final decisions.
You're in charge of hell.
But in a larger sense, we, mankind, are in charge. Have been.
Boys and girls, that right there basically summarizes the entire episode. What did he say? We, mankind, are in charge of hell. And What is hell? What is hell? Torture, torment, lack of peace. If you're on the 1,000-watt Bobby Hemmit, Bobby Hemmit frequency, you are living in hell. I mean, in the descriptive hell, because the metaphysical hell means something else. Anyway, let's continue. He just said the whole thing. I don't really think I have to say too much else, but I will, because this is a very fascinating episode, although it seems boring. Because I made a decoding of this before, but it's on the computer. But I need it on the phone, so I don't know where it is now either.
For centuries. Now, that's not the sort of thing we'd like to get around. It's important, John, that good men like you stay on the job, driving the chaff, the ungodly, away from the righteous.
Boys and girls, again, in your reality, who is the unrighteous? He's talking about drive the godly away from the unrighteous. Boys and girls, the melanated person is the godly by your DNA, okay? According to your DNA, not according to how the beast has turned you into a beast. The ungodly is the one that doesn't have the immortal seed secreting melanin, which is the divine energy of creation, and gives you humanity. And if you're in your natural state, you are not going to be a murderous, jealous, psychopathic whoremonger like the beast. So, I'm going to let him finish his little thing, and I'm going to make a part 2 to this, I think.
If you leave the job, you can't know what kind of security you'll be leaving behind. Look at Gary Frick. He never thought he'd wind up on the low road. But you just never know, do you? Now, about Gary, was there anything else he said to you? Anything that you'd like to talk to us about?
No, sir. Not that I can recall. And since you've explained the situation to me, I guess I do have a responsibility to stay on the job. Yeah. Guess I do with that.
Okay, boys and girls, he came to his senses, and he knew that he better play the game and line up straight and close his mouth. So that's why he, conceded and just agreed and said, okay, well, you know what? You're right. I should think about my job and do my job. So, boys and girls, that is going to end another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmit. I encourage you to watch the Twilight Zone episode called Dead Run. And I might make a part 2 to this. I think he starts talking to him some more. Yeah, this is the interesting part. Okay, and I have slowed down the audio.
What put you on the low road?
I off to cop.
All right, the low road means the road to hell. So now, again, he's going against what the guy told him to do, which is to shut up and drive the truck. He stopped the truck and he started questioning people because he's going to let them go. So, what did this guy say? He killed a cop. Well, he definitely shouldn't be there.
What do you care?
But do remember that they're hiding things, okay? The story is gonna tell you some truth that applies to reality, and then some things you have to ignore. So just ignore what he said, because ain't nobody killed a damn cop.
What put you on the low road?
Rape?
Rape? Arson?
Lots of stuff. What, you taking a survey?
All right, so, I can't really say anything about that. But those are low vibration actions.
What about you, ma'am?
I don't know.
This one is telling the
I never
truth.
harmed anyone. Not intentionally.
I never harmed anyone, not intentionally, but listen carefully to what she's going to
Not in
say.
my whole life. I have no idea why.
This is an old woman, too.
What'd you do for a living?
I was a librarian, that's all. A school librarian. I always tried to do the things that I thought were right. When they tried to take Vonnegut and Salinger and Huxley off the shelves, I fought for them. I did.
Boys and girls. But the flip thing, okay? The double take, the hidden message, because there's no other descriptive word to describe what she's saying, how she's talking. She's doing double talk. But it's code. It's a code. She's basically, instead of them saying, oh, when they integrated black schools, I didn't protest against that. I didn't say anything. But you didn't also stand up for the people. So what they are really talking about, she is trying to say that, oh, I'm a librarian. I didn't do anything. When they tried to keep black people out of schools, I didn't say anything. By default, that was wrong. That is the real message that they're saying, okay? And you have to be on just a high frequency to unravel the truth. Because that's what she's talking about.
Did. That should count for something, shouldn't it?
What about you, miss?
Me?
You know what I want to say is that with the condition that black people have always been in, no one stands up for black people. Although you try to get blamed and people try to say, well, you should stand up for yourself, that isn't how the world really works. You can't stand up for yourself if you're the victim. So the point of that librarian, and this applies to other people, by default, they are guilty because they're complacent and complicit with the brutality, murder, and hate and injustice that is spewed upon melanated people.
I was a junkie. I poisoned myself with all kind of drugs.
Okay.
I was stupid, I admit it.
All right.
But can they send you to hell for being stupid? For hurting no one except myself?
Man, listen, there must be some kind of mistake. Like this lady here, like she was saying, I never hurt anybody in my life. I mean, Hell, that's why I skipped to Canada instead of going to Nam. I knew I could never kill anybody. I mean, I knew it. What about you?
Everybody's saying, I didn't do it, I didn't do it.
Oh no. Never committed any crime.
This is cryptic.
Never did anything unethical. I don't know why I'm here. Unless... Now that's crazy. They wouldn't put me here just for being gay.
Boys and girls, what other word can fill in that blank? Just for being what? Oh, the cops are on me just for being... Oh, you think I stole something, just for being... Oh, you're giving me a lower grade just for being... Boys and girls, that is the cover-up, non-direct message being said. But instead of using the word black, they're using gay. Now let's listen to this last lady.
All right. You, and you. Out.
I want to say something earlier. The guy was told that the people are dead. That means they don't have soul. In this instance, it means they don't have a soul.
Head due east for about 5 miles. Turn right about 1.5 miles before you hit the annex.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. I encourage you to watch this Twilight Zone Dead Run. And that ends another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmit. You will increase in consciousness on whatever level you are at. And if you are on the 1,000-watt Bobby Hemmit frequency, make some declarations as a God in the name of the God that you are. You declare this world finished, and you summon and beckon the ancestors and deities of destruction to operate through you, because you are them and they are you. Energetically, they make up every composite cell in your body. They are in your blood metaphysically, and you are connected to them spiritually, because you are the universe broken into pieces. But declare destruction on this fucking beast and send out fatal curses. You know, try out your powers. Send out fatal curses. Make some rituals. Draw some pictures. Create some rhymes. And see what happens. The end.